Operon is always going to have a regulatory gene that, that produces a repressor, an operator that allows the RNA polymerase to come and do transcription. A promoter, so that's like kind of like the guy at the airport with those yellow lights that are like, okay, here. Promoter's like, hey, come on over here, let's get transcribing. And then the gene, which is the thing that we need. Yeah, so we've got a section of it that has the polymerase binding site, the promoter, the operator, and then we've got our actual gene. So let's have a look at this. This is a simulation that so this is a simulation that's on something called PhET. If you go to University of Colorado, PhET simulations, there's a number of really, really highly accurate simulations on physics, chemistry, and biology. So I want to just take you through what the Operon looks like on this website, and I'll link that in the bio so you can use it yourself. So here's what's happening. So I'm inside of a bacteria, and I'm looking at the chromosome. So the first promoter is located on the chromosome. Then what I'm going to do, I have the LAC1 gene. The LAC1 gene fits into two places. It either fits into the lactose, so it's going to fit into the lactose, and when there is no lactose present, it will block at the operator so that it does not transcribe the lactase enzyme. So right now we've just got our promoter and our LAC1 gene. That LAC1 gene made that little gray thing, and that little gray thing is going to come over and it's going to land right on this operon. So we're going to watch this operon right there. It's going to be shaped just like the promoter, the LAC1 gene. So LAC1 gene fits in place of the operator. And as long as there's no lactose in the cell, it's just going to block it. It's like block it. Like it's just going to be blocked. So I'm going to add some lactose. So if we remember, lactose is basically a disaccharide. Do you remember that one? So it's a disaccharide like this. This should look familiar for my biochemistry unit. Okay, so we've got here a glucose, which we know from cell respiration, and a galactose. These are just two sugars that are joined together, and when we join them together, we call them a lactose. So when they're joined together, these guys together are called a lactose. Lactose. All right, so it's a lactose. Now, the way that we break that down is using an enzyme. So I'm going to make an enzyme. It's not going to be in the perfect shape. There's an enzyme, and that enzyme is called lactase. So lactose gets broken down by lactase. And that's a pattern we see always when we look at enzymes, is that they either end in ASE or they have the name involved somehow. So lactase, lactose. I'll get into that another day, but yeah. So lactose, so lactase is an enzyme, and all enzymes are made of proteins. So if it's made of a protein, it's got to go through transcription and translation. So here we go. I'm going to add some more lactose in here. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Sorry. I'm adding more lactose. Boom, 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 boom. Lots and lots of lactose. And when I get so much lactose, that's going to go where there we go, where the LAC1 gene had blocked the Lac operator. And now I'm going to be able to make the lactase. Okay, so I'm making more of my operator or my LAC1 genes. Those are the ones that will block at the operator, but they're also the enzyme that can break. They're also the chemical that brings in the lactose. So you see the lactose is all bound up like this. And now I am going to make my enzyme. So this purple right here is the lactase enzyme. And you see that lactase enzyme is breaking apart those lactoses. See, I've got separate glucoses now. separate glucose coming in. Okay? Hope that makes sense.